now that we got the Unstoppable Slasher, we're going to go for Ajani, Caller of Pride, and giving the Unstoppable Slasher Double Strike. Yes, please. Flying in Double Strike on the Slasher, and this is going to do a lot of damage. So we're going to take them from 20, bam, down to 9, and then Double Strike with the Unstoppable Slasher. So he didn't get lethal, but like Double Strike with the Unstoppable Slasher. I mean, oh, that was good enough. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode with Man, and today we've got a juicer for you. So you may have been wondering, what happens when a cat gives a zombie assassin double strike and flying? Some pretty cool things happen. Let's go ahead and dive right back in, baby. Let's go for the Ajani, Caller of Pride. Put a +1/+1 counter on one target creature. I mean, that's cool because we do have a +1/+1 theme kind of going on here, but what we really want to focus on, target creature gains flying and double strike until end of turn. Now, why does Ajani give flying? I am not really too sure, but nevertheless, we do like it because Unstoppable Slasher. This is something I've been wanting to do for quite a while. Unstoppable Slasher, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they're going to lose half their life rounded up, which is, of course, very, very nice. So if you can give it Double Strike, that is going to give them two different types of, like, well, obviously, first strike goes through, and then Unstoppable Slasher pings off, and then the Double Strike will have it happen again. So you are able to do massive, massive amounts of damage with the Unstoppable Slasher having Double Strike, and it's just an absolutely blast to do. With flying, it usually helps out as well. Of course, we do have Skrelv. Skrelv can just kind of block you out as well in case you need to really make it unstoppable Slasher. So, yeah. But anyway, we do have a +1/+1 theme here as well. So, I do have like the Dusk Legion Duelist. Whenever it gets a +1/+1 counter, we're going to draw a card. So, this is like enchantment +1/+1s as well. We've got Calix, Guided by Fate. Whenever this enters, or another enchantment, you're going to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So, of course, we want to maybe go for like a Dusk Legion Duelist because this gives you a draw every single turn. And it's really, really good. Of course, we got the Pawpatch Recruit and the Optimistic Scavenger. These also give +1/+1 counters, which is really, really nice because if you've noticed, I am running the weirdest deck ever. Look at this card. Stronghold Arena. This is the weirdest card in history. This is like the only type of deck this could ever run in. So you can kick it for, green or white, which is really nice. Sometimes that happens, but a lot of times you're just going to drop it down whenever one or more creatures deals combat damage to a player. You're going to reveal the top card of your library and put it into your hand. If you do, you lose life equal to its mana value. So it's almost like a Caustic Bronco type of ability, but because it is an enchantment, it does fit the theme very well, and it's very specifically Abzan colored with the kickers. So like this is the weirdest card ever, but it fits perfectly into the deck, and I don't even like this is just a weird card. But Innkeeper's talent, of course, it gives +1/+1s as well, and it gives ward. And if you do have the level 3, we do have Ajani. I mean, that's not gonna happen a whole lot, but you can go for the -8 and then create X 2/2 white cat creature tokens where X is your life total. So I've never done this, so hopefully I can do this today. Ajani, Caller of Pride. If we can just get, because most of the time if you play this down, you're gonna have at least, I don't know, 20 life, or even if you don't, maybe like 12 life or something. And you're going to create 12 2/2 white cat creature tokens if you can manage to go for the Innkeeper's talent, which is nice. Otherwise, you do just kind of build up the board with +1/+1 counters. So I do like the Innkeeper's talent. It does have a way to kind of give nice and steady counters with the Dusk Legion Duelist. Shelter by Ghost, I only have 3. I do have another one in the sideboard because this card is absolutely broken beyond belief. But if they have a lot of removal, this can kind of be a little not optimal, but most of the time it is just fine. And with Calix, you can kind of double it up. I do have the Shattered Spire here, which gives additional +1/+1 counters, and then we also have one little Tumblewagg here with a Brushwagg mount, and then just for more creatures, or more +1/+1 counters, and that's kind of how we do it. So this is a weird little deck here. It does work pretty well. It's very resilient. The Unstoppable Slasher keeps coming back and back and back, and it's a pretty nice card here. I am not running Protection. I am not running Protection in the main board. I do have 3 Snakeskin Veils. Not all the time. They don't, unless you're playing like Demir or something like that. Like a lot of times they aren't just chock full of removal, and that Protection is kind of awkward in my opinion. So I do kind of like keeping it in the sideboard. But nevertheless, this is the deck here. I do think it's working very well. The Stronghold Arena really holds its own, and it's pretty much like a Phyrexian Arena on turn 2, especially in a deck which runs a lot of creatures like that. So hopefully we can get this double striking Slasher and Slash for some major damage. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to the Mana Rocks. The Mana Rocks are the patrons and the YouTube channel members, which mean the absolute world to me, and they just, like I said, as we continue to grow the channel, I'm doing shorts, I'm doing a Discord. Feel free to join us in the Discord, by the way. The Discord is absolutely free. You don't have to, pay money to join the Discord or anything like that. But we are continuing to grow the channel, and it's slow, it's steady, but we're going to continue doing it, and we're going to continue faking it until we make it, and we're going to continue making some crazy combinations. I haven't seen anyone else do this. I don't watch a whole lot of other people's content, honestly, but hopefully no one has done this before, because I wanted to be the first. But hopefully, even if they have, it's not in this weird Abzan package, and I want to show off the Stronghold Arena for you, because it's really quirky, and I think it works very well, and that's what we like to do around here. Be quirky, yet competitive. I think I like that, so. Until the day comes where I became a full YouTube content creator, we're going to just continue faking until we make it, and keep in mind that only you can help protect the Aether with me. So make sure to leave a like on the video. The button looks just like this. Without further ado, let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Maestro, alright, if I don't see Grixis colors, I'm going to be severely disappointed. I think I'm going to have to mulligan this. This is, optimal. Well, okay, there we go. We can rock with this. Like I said, this deck is definitely a little bit lower to the ground, so we want to be as aggressive as possible. But we do have the combo here, so of course we're going to lean towards this. So let's go ahead and pay the 1. Oh, let's go ahead and pay the 1 for our lovely Pawpatch Recruit. See if we can get some counters going, but we got Ajani, the Color of Pride, with the Unstoppable Slasher. It'd be a little bit better if we were on the play. So I guess the only play we have right now is to go in for Duress. See if we can fish out some like counter spells. Growing Dread. All right, enters Manifest Dread. Okay. Okay. See what else you got here. Invasion or a Scroll Shift. Okay, so Scroll Shift, they're probably going to like blink the whatchamacallit, the creature, so that when it comes, they don't. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go for the Scroll Shift. I don't really think we need to worry about the invasion, any sort of like reanimation stuff like that. So let's go ahead and swing in. Wow, they trade. Okay, so maybe they didn't grab a creature. Oh, so they didn't grab a creature. Typically with the Scroll Shift, what they do is you know blink it and then it comes back as the actual creature. But nothing too big to worry about in their hand right now. Unyielding Gatekeeper, sure, whatever. Skrelv is nice to see on turn 1, but I think we're just gonna go straight in for the Unstoppable Slasher. If they have no way to kind of disrupt our little action here, we're going to go ahead. Ooh, Stronghold Arena. So now that we got the Unstoppable Slasher, we're going to go for Ajani, Color of Pride, and giving the Unstoppable Slasher Double Strike. Yes, please. Flying in Double Strike on the Slasher, and this is going to do a lot of damage. So we're going to take them from 20, bam, down to 9, and then Double Strike with the Unstoppable Slasher, down to 4. There we go. Pretty good stuff here. Alright, so we didn't get lethal, but like Double Strike with the Unstoppable Slasher. I mean, that was good enough. Sigma Sonic X. Sounds a little intimidating, not gonna lie, but I think our Unstoppable Slasher nonsense is a little more intimidating, so opponent is gonna be on a mulligan. Let's go ahead and give him the friendly mulligan. Hello, everybody needs a friend. We need to get a mulligan because those things suck. Alright, let's go ahead and get the Razorverge Thicket. A lot of fast lands in here, of course, being that we are Abzan. We are absolutely going to have to run no basics, because this is a very wonky mana base here, so. Let's go ahead and get down the Dusk Legion Duelist. I've always liked this card. Whether it's like Vampires, Vampire Tribal, doesn't really have like the +1/+1 stuff here. Speaking of +1/+1, this Wormlet's going to get a +1/+1, and that makes me a little nervous. Nah, we're not trading, no way. So, 2 slashers here. I think getting down the slashers are pretty good. So is the Innkeeper's Talent here. It's actually close. We could go for Innkeeper's Talent and then buff it, or just the slasher, but I think I'm going to go for the slasher here. And I'm not going to trade here. So the Dusk Legion Duelist, a little awkward. Not blocking, not attacking. Not exactly where you want to be here, but that's okay. Next turn, again, be a little awkward here. Potentially, because we have the Innkeeper's Talent, or we just want to get down another slasher. I think having these slashers, Dusk grows. Okay, well, we're going to get exiled here, I would assume. Obviously, this is looking a little bit bad. Got to get a little sweaty here. So, even if they did go down for the, whatchamacallit, the Innkeeper's Talent, they could have paid the Ward 1. So, there's our Stronghold Arena. I do like this card a lot. Guess we'll just go for the Innkeeper's Talent. Get a +1/+1 on our lovely Duelist, because we're going to have to go for the Sheltered by Ghosts. We can't really pay the Ward here with the Sheltered by Ghosts itself, so as long as we can get this Ward here. Ward 2. I guess we'll snatch away you, because you're bigger, and they're not going to want to trade here, so take the draw, which is nice. So we get rid of the bigger creature, because they're not going to block, because they do not want to do that. Okay. think we're doing the best we can. Hopefully they don't have another removal spell. So this is not removal. They are going to get a little bigger here. I see a lot of this like wormlet cookie stuff. A lot of times it's Simic. So I see this as Selesnya this time, which is a little bit interesting. There's a lot of different options we can do here. We can just go for the +1 on this, and then we have 3 left open for the Slasher. Just kind of give it another instance of ward, which is kind of cool. We're going to draw, though. But I don't think I really want to swing here. No, not really. Nowhere to run's interesting. So maybe... Definitely a sequencing error there. I think I probably should not have buffed up the Innkeeper's talent, because we were going to get the +1/+1 anyway. So let's go for the Unstoppable Slasher. Let's make the most use of our mana. I think I kind of goofed that up, because the Nowhere to Run is really nice on that Teething Wormlet. Soul Cauldron. There's nothing in the graveyard right now, so that's kind of good. But I should have definitely done the draw before I committed to the Innkeeper's talent, because I don't really think that Ward 1's that relevant, so a little bit of a sequencing error there. Don't think you want to hear me cough, so it's always a nice little thing to have on the mic here. I can just mute it. Alright, Teething Wormlet's going to get a little bit bigger, which is unfortunate. I could block with the Slasher, and I think I'm going to, because I really, well, I don't know. I guess not. Maybe we just get into some sort of removal. And then I want to swing with the Slasher instead. It is close, though, because I don't really want to put it into the graveyard because they have the Gathos Soul Cauldron, and then they just swipe it, and it doesn't come back anyway, so... Until we deal with the Soul Cauldron, I can't block. Ugh, not fun, not fun. We do have the Nowhere to Run, which it kind of make for some fun interruption. Maybe I go for another Innkeeper's talent just to buff ourselves up again. I think we're just going to get as tall as possible. So yeah, I guess we'll just do this. We don't want to put the counters on the Slasher, because then we can't bring it back anyway. The Soul Cauldron is going to bring its own share of challenges anyway. So, man, they got 2 creatures here. They also can give a +1/+1 because there is a creature in the grave with the Soul Cauldron now. So this is not really... It's kind of awkward. Like, what do we do here? We need to find a way to get an Ajani. If we get into an Ajani, we can start flying over, which would be very, very nice. But I'm gonna do it here. Let's just swing in. If they do want to block, at least we kill something. I know they can go for the Soul Cauldron, but I didn't block with the Slasher, so... I guess I have to attack. I can't just sit here and do nothing with a freaking Slasher. Come on. They're just going to take it, which is pretty interesting. If we get into an Ajani, we can just fly over, and like that'll be a lot of damage, so... I think I do want to make the most use of this, so let's go for the Pawpatch Recruit. And I can still go in for a Nowhere to Run. I mean, it's not, like, wonderful. Okay. Not loving our situation here. So I was kind of hoping they would do something else, and then I can go Nowhere to Run on the Tough Cookie. I think you could make a case that maybe we should just Nowhere to Run now on the Cookie, but maybe they swing and I use it on the Pawpatch Recruit. There's a lot of moving parts here. Unidentified hover ship. Okay, that is a problem for sure. So it has to be 5 or less. So they can't take my big creature anyway. And we do get a Pawpatch Recruit. This is actually not that bad. Pawpatch Recruit. We'll put the counter on the Duelist. We do get a draw here, which is actually really, really nice. So let's take our draw. More land, which is not good. Okay. They still can't really swing. I mean, I have a big Dusk Legion Duelist here, so... Do you have a Nowhere to Run? I think I want to keep the Nowhere to Run. I don't think there's really any need to play it on the Cookie. The Cookie's not doing much here. No way! Okay, we got it. Ajani. Okay, we got Ajani. We're gonna fly, baby. Let's fly. Ajani. Cats are gonna fly. I've always kind of wondered that. Why does Ajani give something flying? I'm not really sure. Kind of doesn't make any sense to me. Why a cat would fly? I don't care. We got it, baby. Let's go. Double strike. What you got? They have the unidentified flying saucer thingy, but I don't care. I don't care. We got 2 left over here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. They're going to do this to block because this flies, but I got the nowhere to run. I'm really glad that I saved the nowhere to run now. And we're going to do, this is it, right? So let's go ahead and draw. Not that it really matters here. We have the Ozolith or whatever the hell that thing is, but we do not care. Swing in, they're going to use the flying ship. I don't think I'm missing anything here. We're going to kill the unidentified hover ship. No aliens today. Nowhere to run, and there is nowhere to run hover ship. We're going to get a double strike swing in onto with the Dusk Legion Duelist. Let's go, Ajani for the win. La Conquista, hello. Got Optimistic Scavenger. Hopefully we can be a little more optimistic because we're only running 2 of these lovely Ajanis. Sometimes the Ajani, this Ajani doesn't create any sort of like presence on the battlefield. We do create, you know, it's got a nice little combo with our Unstoppable Slasher, but if we just have an Ajani on the battlefield, like there's not really too much to go off of. So I'm only running 2. So love Ajani, but we need a combo piece with our Unstoppable Slasher. No Unstoppable Slasher, a little flooded here, but let's go ahead and get down. Ajani, the Color of Pride. What would be really fun is if we can get the Innkeeper's talent to go in ultimate the Ajani, because I've never -8'd or just ultimated the Ajani Color of Pride. That'd be really fun. So not expecting this to live, which it does not, but that's okay. If they waste a removal spell for that, it's kind of whatever. But now we're kind of in that same spot. I was kind of talking about Glissa is not good. Oh, okay, we got an Unstoppable Slasher. So we do have the combo. It's at least not totally dead here. So let's go for the Unstoppable Slasher. We do get a cut down, but this Glissa is unfortunately going to kind of screw us up here. Now here's a little bit of dis-synergy here, because whenever the Unstoppable Slasher dies, if it didn't have counters on it, it comes back. So if you put a +1/+1 counter on it, it doesn't come back, which obviously is, as you can see, kind of not good here. But it is what it is. I'm probably not going to do any chump blocking here. Highly doubt it. Yeah. We're going to try and get this Unstoppable Slasher in. So if they swing in here, I guess they could subtract the counters from Ajani, but like I don't care that much. I really don't. They might just draw. I don't have an enchantment, so remove the 3. Oh, they're going to do it onto the Ajani. That's fine. All things considered, that's fine. I can still -3, and little do they know I have another Ajani in my hand. So as long as we can get those double strikes in, we can start really putting some pressure on here. So we're gonna give it double strike and flying. It's a little queasy. I feel a little queasy here because obviously if they just have like another Anoint, that is just gonna be GG's. But because Anoint is like the worst thing ever, because the Unstoppable Slasher gets around destruction. But if you exile the Unstoppable Slasher, okay, Go for Throat is a lot better than the Anoint. So at least it comes back now. That's fine. Innkeeper's talent's actually pretty decent here. Not amazing, but it is decent. So let's do this. And again, there is that little dis-synergy here regarding the Slasher. So at least we'll give it Ward 1, sure, whatever. And at this point, it already has the stun counters on it, so I don't really care. If they have another form of removal, it already has stun counters on it. So the Unstoppable Slasher will just go away anyway, so. I know that the Glissa can take away the Innkeeper's talent, but like, what am I supposed to do? Considering our hand and our board state, I still think we're better off doing it. Plus, there's a decent chance they may still go for Ajani, but I doubt it. Probably go for the enchantment. No. Okay, see, you never really know. Draw. That was the third mode that I was expecting the least, but I guess they want to push for something else. So this deck is definitely quirky. Archfiend of the Dross, yeah, that's pretty scary. Do get a Pawpatch going. So I can either go for the Offspring, or I can go for one singular one and then get the max going on the whatchamacallit. But considering that they do have the Glissa, I'd rather do this than to pump up the Innkeeper's talent. So at least we get 2 chump blockers here. They have a cut down. That's pretty nasty. Yeah, I don't like that. We do get to put a counter on the Unstoppable Slasher, but still not looking amazing here. So I guess we'll just go ahead and just put a counter on you so that we do get Ward. I think our only like realistic shot at winning here is going to be going in for the Unstoppable Slasher and just getting in a double strike swing. Maybe they're not too keen on what's going on here with the double strikes, so I think I have to block here. I mean, I can't realistically let them keep the Innkeeper's talent. So down to 8. Things are looking pretty bad here. Unfortunately, well, let's just see what they do here. Creature's not bad. Creature's not that bad. Okay. If I had removal, we would just win here, which is kind of crazy. But Ajani, we have no choice here. We're going to have to get our Unstoppable Slasher, Flying, and Double Strike. It is pretty damn good, but like I said, now that they do have a flyer, we're not going to be able to swing in here, but they're going to have to chump block, so that's actually at least something here. So, 7-8, swing in. They are chump blocking, which is kind of nice. That's a big boom, but unfortunately we don't have trample. So let's go for you, more offspring action here. Still a little blocker, I mean there's still... For how bad this was looking, I mean, we're still kind of in this. We've got 2 chump blockers. We do have another Ajani to kind of go in for that flying aspect. They do get that card draw, which is really nasty. I do not appreciate that, but let's go ahead and at least block the Glissa. Down to 6. And we're still kind of in it. Don't drop a flyer. Don't drop a flyer. That's fine. That's fine. Come on. Wow, no way. Okay, let's go. I cannot believe we scraped by that match. That was absolutely amazing. So here we go. This is a nice little start here. We can go and rock with this. Skrelv is honestly, I don't know if I don't want to say the MVP. Like, you don't win single-handedly because of Skrelv, but Skrelv is such a good support piece, man. Let's go ahead and get it out. Skrelv, Dusk Legion Duelist. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the opponent does first. And they opt to do nothing, which is fine. Not running any basics in this deck because you kind of just can't, being that this is like the weirdest Abzan deck ever, but I'm going for the Dusk Legion Duelist. I don't think I am going to swing in with Skrelv. Sometimes I do get cute with the Skrelv and swing in, especially if we do have like our Arena, that Arena card, that enchantment that does damage and we draw, but not right now. So creature, I would love to see a Sheltered by Ghosts, then we can copy it with the Calix. That would be amazing. So let's go and get down our fast land here. Actually, let's make sure that you have to be kind of careful here. I'm going to go for Calix, so it doesn't matter, but if you want to go for double green, you'd actually have to be careful there. Snakeskin Veil will be nice. So you have double protection here. Snakeskin Veil can protect us, but Skrelv can give us double protection, so... But we still need to get, like, a juicy board here. I really like this Calix Dusk Legion Duelist kind of like, enchantment, because the Calix gives the +1/+1 counters. I do not like Shelly. I definitely don't like Shelly. I can tell you that right now. Shelly is going to be a problem. But they don't swing in with the Preacher, which is a little weird. That's actually really weird. Why didn't you swing with the... Okay. Very strange to me. I'm not going to dwell on that. Never mind. Okay, so if we go for Innkeeper's talent, make sure that I do want to have as much green as possible. So this is actually a little bit worrying. Let's go ahead and get the draw here. Sheltered by Ghosts. There we go. Okay, so we got the Sheltered by Ghosts. As long as I have the Skrelv up, I mean, I could just tap out for this, which is completely fine by me. And it's looking like that's going to be exactly what we do here. The only problem here is I don't think I can actually swing. So if I go for Sheltered by Ghosts, we can take away something, but they also have Death Touch on their creatures. Like, they both have Death Touch, which is a problem. Let's go for this instead. I'm going to do this. I know it seems a little bit goofy. No, it's not. Hold on. If we go... Oh, man. I'm going to pickle here. I think we should just go for this. Let's not be cute. Let's just go for the best card in the deck. Sheltered by Ghosts takes care of you. Now, what I also could do is go in for a whatchamacallit, a Skrelv, do damage, and then have the, the Calix double the Sheltered by Ghosts. But then we're tapped out, like, effectively. We don't have that protection, so I'm not going to swing. Because if they have, like, a go for the throat or whatever the hell, or even, like, a Gix's Command, I mean, maybe I'm being a little bit too conservative here. This is not that big of a deal. We can kind of do that whole Skrelv can't be blocked stuff, but if I get rid of all my protection, especially with the Snakeskin Veil in my hand, I just feel like that's just, like, an unnecessary risk. We want the maximum amount of protection. So I want to make sure that we're not using as much green as possible, because we've got 3 green cards in our hand. So as long as we are being mindful of that, let's go in this. This is fine. I want to keep my 2 green. I'll pay for the green. I don't care. I'll pay for the green happily. All right. So now I can go for Skrelv. Now we've got this open, because I did not want to get rid of all of my protection. Theoretically, just like tapping out. So now we call black. Now they can't block. This is going to be pretty devastating for them. I guess I could do this. We might as well, as long as we have our one open for a Snakeskin Veil. We're going to get all of our return on our investment back here. So this is not that big of a deal. And I'm going super tall. I'm going tall as the high heavens. We're going to get a nice draw here. Don't care. Do your damage, Shelly. Don't care. Swing in, and now the Calix is going to double the Shelter by Ghosts. Bam! Look at that. Let's go. Calix is going to double the Shelter by Ghosts. Yep, take action. I'm just going to do it again. We're going to copy you. I think so, right? Like, they're not going to be able to pay the ward costs and do all this. There's no way. So, I think we're sitting pretty damn good here. Again, we have a Snakeskin Veil. We've tapped our Skrelv out to do the swing. But we still have that Snakeskin Veil. And that's even if they could do the whatchamacallit, the only card would be Gix's Command. That would have a sacrifice the biggest creature. If they don't have Gix's Command, they're cooking. They don't. Let's go. Good old Tumblewagg. I always find it kind of funny. The actual creature type for the Tumblewagg is a Brushwagg, which is like kind of hilarious. So hopefully we can get the Tumblewagg going. Tumbling. I don't know what I just said there. Now I don't have any green sources, but that's okay. We don't really need a green source, especially at the beginning. Kind of a slower started hand here. Most of the time, you're going to want to drop an Unstoppable Slasher on turn 3 anyway. And there we go. Double the trouble, baby. Double the trouble with the Unstoppable Slashers. And then we can maybe get into a Tumblewagg. So we do have that, like, you know, we're kind of an enchantment deck, kind of a +1/+1 counter deck. Hopefully we got it going on. Speaking of +1/+1 counters, we got an Ooze. And before they get into any +1/+1 counters, let's go ahead and go Nowhere to Run. And I'm not sure how an Ooze would run, considering it has no legs. So, alright, sorry. Sorry, bad jokes aside, let's go ahead and drop the Unstoppable Slasher and get fun rolling. Hopefully they just don't have like Annoy with Affliction. I don't care about Destruction, but don't remove it from... Ooh, that's a problem. There's our green source, so I guess we do have that. Comes in tap, which is unfortunate. So, I could go for Shelter by Ghost and then Dreams of Steel and Oil. Or I could just drop this Slasher. I think I'm going to drop the Slasher here because... Let me explain. The Glissa... This is kind of a weird stalemate because they don't want to swing... I don't want to swing. Obviously, I can't swing. It's got First Strike, Death Touch, but I don't think they really want to swing either, because if they swing in, what do? They destroy the Nowhere to Run. I mean, who gives a shit, really? I guess they could draw a card, lose life. They don't really want to do that, though, because then I swing in with double Slashers. Just look at like Sheltered by Ghost, but I think I kind of like this. Tear Sunder is really unfortunate, obviously the Exile, but if I do go for the Shelter by Ghosts, then they just Tear Sunder the Shelter by Ghosts, so I think this is the time to do it. So Shelter by Ghosts. So let's get, anytime you can get a swing in and just remove double their, you know, their health or whatever the hell, that's fine. So let's go for the Dreams of Steel and Oil. It's really unfortunate. Really unfortunate to see double Aclazotz here, because they're going to get an Aclazotz no matter what now. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. They still have a Disfigure, so they can Disfigure my Duelist. They do tap out for the Shelly. The Shelly, I don't know how I feel about the Shelly here. The land is not that bad right now, because what we're going to do is go for the Dusk Legion Duelist and a Tumblewagg. So, Dusk Legion Duelist, Tumblewagg, get a +1/+1 onto the Duelist, so that we can kind of maybe get a little bit of something here. I don't really care so much about the Shelly damage. That doesn't make any difference to me, and I'm not going to swing in because I can't give them back a Glissa. Can't give them back a Glissa, so hopefully they don't draw into a land and drop this Aclazotz. But if they do, then they can't Disfigure anything. And they're going to Disfigure the Tumblewagg, so that means that no Aclazotz is coming down, so that's actually really nice. But now what? Nothing? That's it? I mean, that's pretty lackluster. We can kind of rock with that. So, I think we're just going to go for Calix. Well, I don't think I know we are. Shelly having that Death Touch is really nasty, so let's just go for Calix and get a draw. Again, I don't really care about that passive damage. We're just going to have to draw into an answer of some sort, so I don't really care. I just don't. This is just not going to do it. The Shelly is going to take over the game eventually. So we'll just have to draw through it and just get through it. If they do go for Aclazotz, you know, we're gonna have. I don't like discarding lands because that gives them the bats from the discard, but it is what it is. Oh my god, I think this is a crazy timeout. Because honestly, this is a 50-50 game as far as I'm concerned. So we do get into a land which is no help, absolutely no help whatsoever, but we get to swing in. They're tapped out, or not tapped out, they're timed out, so that they don't even have a chance to block. Kind of, I don't even want to say risky, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and just take the action, whatever. Sheltered by Ghost. Now they're definitely gonna lose now. It's kind of unfortunate. I mean, I don't like to win that way. You'd rather win some other way, but like I said, we're definitely gonna take this now. They can't recover from this, even if they do show back up and log in or whatever. Mr. Poggers, this is not Poggers, but you know what? I'll take the win. I don't know how that would have played out, but I'll take the win. Whatever. Well, one lander is not gonna do it. Let's go ahead and mulligan this away. All right, keep 6. I can go for Pick Your Poison. I think this is more useful, though. It could even be a land, but I'm gonna go for Calix. Let's just go for Calix here, because, yeah, I mean, if we don't have an enchantment, it doesn't feel great, though. Maybe it should be a land, because we do come out at 3, so we'll probably make the case to do a land, but it is what it is. Is what it is, ain't what it isn't. Pawpatch Recruit's a little awkward, because we do have this Unstoppable Slasher on turn 3. I think I would rather do that. Sure. Yeah, let's just go and get you down here, because I'm definitely going to want to go in for the Unstoppable Slasher next turn. So the Offspring, good band, but we're not interested in the Offspring right now. Cut down, that's fine. You know, we'll get a little... Hey, you know what? Skrelv can attack. Skrelv can attack. Should I have kept the Skrelv back to protect the Recruit? Honestly, no, because then they just cut down the... well, I don't have anything in my hand here, so... Nothing too important. Pick your poison here. Whatever. Unstoppable Slasher, and now I am going to keep up the Skrelv. Because see, now, I mean, I kind of like that, though, because sometimes I think that is like a hidden edge, is swinging in with Skrelv, because sometimes it screws them up. Because now, if I wasn't keeping... If I didn't swing in with Skrelv, they would have used Cut Down on the Skrelv, I presume, because I would have been able to protect the Recruit. So now I keep the Skrelv, and I can protect the Slasher. So, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that. Scavenger, alright. So I'll swing in with the Slasher, and I don't think there's going to be a way they can really get around this, so. Unless they had double cut down. If they had double cut down, I would just be pretty mortified here. Edict. Yeah, it's pretty gross. I mean, oh man, this is kind of close. I'm gonna do the Skrelv. I'm just gonna take the damage where we got it. Let's do it. Take him down to 9. Scavenger. Whatever. Here it is. It's all on the line. Hopefully they do not have any sort of removal, or exile, rather, because Slasher can just keep coming back. Because if I got rid of the Slasher, it comes back with the stun counters, and we do get to keep Skrelv. But if they have double removal, I feel like I think we just had to push for damage there. It's close, though. It actually is close. It really is. Nothing yet. That's good. Stronghold Arena. Okay, I love this card. Here we go. Stronghold Arena. I'm not going to kick it, just in case that we do get something else, but being that we are Abzan colors, the Stronghold Arena, hopefully we can kind of make this shine. Because this card is really weird. This is like the only like deck that can really like support this card, because otherwise typically you just prefer either Phyrexian Arena or the demon card, the black room. So we do get a +1/+1 counter, nice little synergy there. Definitely don't want to put on the Slasher, and if I imagine they have at least one removal spell here, but that's okay. Annoy is extremely disappointing because it does remove, so that is really upsetting here, but we do get a little +1 action here, and that's fine. Archfiend of the Draws. This actually is not that bad. This is actually really sneaky. I'm already seeing like 3 steps ahead. This is not a blue instant, but ooh, a Scavenger. Here we go. Okay, I was gonna say we could just trade here, because when I swing in here, if they block, ooh, they are gonna block. So we go for nowhere to run, and this is gonna give them -3/-3. And now that I have 2 Scavengers, we're actually gonna. This is gonna be a chump block for them, which is actually kind of hilarious. So nowhere to run. It's going to pop off, and then Scavenger, pop off twice. And this is going to be a chump block. Pretty damn cool. Bam, good. Get out of here. That's not too bad. Not too bad there. I still think we're lacking a little bit in the firepower department. We're going to need to top deck something pretty good here. So Slasher, I don't love to see it. Dusk Legion Duelist is okay, but just okay, though. Just okay. I'm thinking I may want to double swing in here. Because if we do get damage off, we get the Stronghold Arena draw, and that is extremely good. So I'm going to do this. That's fine. At least we get rid of the Slasher, and then we do get to draw one, so that's really good. Doesn't feel great losing out on a creature here, but it is what it is. Shelter by Ghost. Okay, that is wonderful. That is a double duo here. So now we go for Shelter by Ghost. I'm going to put it on the Dusk Legion Duelist because we do get another enchantment here. We're going to be able to exile. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go for Scavenger. Get the +1 onto the Duelist, but I think I'd rather kind of spread out our threats here. We get to draw, and we got our own Slasher here, and now we're looking pretty good. Because if I put it on the Duelist, I think it's a little bit more fragile because they have 4 cards in their hand by now. So like, I think I like that. I think I stand by that. I'm hoping. Another Slasher. All right. Well, at least we have our own Slasher here. Duress. Well, that's fine. We're not under any duress here. Speaking of duress, hey, there you go. Speaking of duress, guess we might as well just pop this. Yeah, whatever. Get rid of an Edict. That feels good. Do I want to swing in is the question with the Duelist. Well, let's go ahead and drop this. First things first, let's just drop this. Whatever. I guess, right? Like 2-3. I mean, if they trade, then whatever. And if they don't, then we get to draw. So I think with the Stronghold Arena, we just take it, whatever. We have Vigilance. Yeah, I don't think this is really much of a decision. I don't, yeah, we're just swinging. They take it. We're looking good. Stronghold Arena. I don't care what it is. Another Slasher. So even if they drop down the Bloodletter, I think we're completely fine. We've got blockers for days. We have another Slasher. They got 2 life. I think we take this. I don't think there's much to worry about here. So this Stronghold Arena, I mean, yeah, like I said, it's really pulling its weight this match. Jacob, strange spelling there, but hey, welcome aboard either way. All right, got the fast lance here. Nice alternate art, by the way. But Optimistic Scavenger, hopefully we can be plenty optimistic with our Dusk Legion Duelist. That Dusk Legion Duelist really allows for a lot of early stuff to really flourish. Stronghold Arena. I do love the Stronghold Arena, man. This deck is just so interesting. It's just really interesting. I think we just get down the Dusk Legion Duelist. Let's not be cute here. Because Pawpatch Recruit, we can play it for the, whatchamacallit, the Offspring. And that's just additional value. I typically would rather, if you have the means to, I would rather do that. Excuse me. Stronghold Arena, we are running 2. I think 2 is the sweet spot. I don't really love seeing 2 right here, but what I do love is dropping an Unstoppable Slasher on turn 3. How could you not love it? Do not counter me. No counter! Okay, we're good. With Dimir. Kind of expected a Phantom Interference there, but that is nice. Still nothing. That is pretty wild. I guess we'll go for the Pawpatch Recruit. Now I'm going to go for the Stronghold Arena, man. Probably could have waited for the, for the Stronghold Arena. Yeah, probably should have, but whatever. I wanted to see if they would get scared and maybe go for like a 3 steps ahead on the Pawpatch Recruit, which they do not, unfortunately. Most of the time they don't run 3 steps ahead. It's mostly just going to be the Phantom Interference. So hopefully they don't have like Deadly Cover-Up. Sometimes they do a little bit more like of the control aspect, but nevertheless, I'm just going to go for another Arena. So you've got another counter spell here. They do, actually. That's kind of gross. Like in the gates. Okay. Well, they can't go for the Restless Reef this way, so Unstoppable Slasher. And they have... Oh, that's it, right? That's it, yeah. Oh. Slasher, #clicking Slasher. That takes you down to 0. Okay, that was easy. Ajani. Let's go, baby. We can rock with this. 2 lands is good enough. You have a lovely Snakeskin Veil. I'm still not even sure if it should be Snakeskin Veil or the rescue guide mage thingy, but nevertheless, I think it's fine. Protection is protection, right? It is actually really close. Actually, I think it's fine. Concealed Courtyard, we do like getting these fast lands down, especially with this weird colored deck, but Duress. It's always nice seeing your hand. We do have the Snakeskin Veil. Phantom, wow, they're going to Phantom Interference of Duress. That's like, that's how you know they got something juicy in there that they're hiding, because Counterspell on a Duress, you don't see that a ton, but I guess they want to protect their hand. They got something juicy up there. Alright. Do you just want to get down the Ajani? We're going to go for the Calix. Or we could just go for a Pawpatch Recruit. Let's go for Ajani. I assume they're going to counter this anyway. I think I'd rather have the Calix anyway. So let's go ahead and give them Ajani. Okay, they don't counter it. Okay. That's fine. Slow and Steady wins the race. Let's just go and get a +1/+1 counter. If they got a removal, that's really not that big a deal. If they're going to waste removal on my 1-drop, I don't know. That's not that big of a deal. So I thought, okay, got another Ajani. Got our second Ajani. It is really unfortunate that I can't pull up Snakeskin Veil. That is a little frustrating, because I would really like to protect our creature here, but be that as it may, here we go. Assuming more removal is coming, because Dimir is chock full of removal, so we don't get to go for the Snakeskin Veil, which is really, really not good. If I do go for Pawpatch Recruit the Offspring, they could just counter it too, so like, mind this. I really don't mind this. They're going to give us another draw because Ajani's in our hand. I really don't mind this that much at all. So, Sheltered by Ghost. And we're still in that same predicament. So, at least we can get down 2 creatures instead of 1. But we're going to have to tap out for this. We still are not able to hold up Snakeskin Veil for protection. And that just feels atrocious, man. But we got 2 creatures now. So, the Deuce feels good. If they're drawing, that means they don't have an answer. And that means they don't have a land drop if they're using the Clue token on their turn. That feels good. And now this feels good. Oh, no. Auto Tapper, you are just absolutely terrible. You're just absolutely terrible, and I hate you. Not gonna lie. Well, Unstoppable Slasher, because we want to keep up the lovely green. I've been waiting so long for this green source to be able to protect our Snakeskin Veil. And the Auto Tapper said, no, we're going to leave you a Concealed Courtyard. I don't care about the cut down. We want to keep up the Snakeskin Veil. Don't like that, but we do have the Shelter by Ghost. As long as we have Shelter by Ghost and a Snakeskin Veil, nothing can really hurt us. So make sure the Auto Tapper's leaving open green, just to make sure. Nope. And a nopity nope. Make sure you're leaving open green for me. Thank you very much, Auto Tapper. Sheltered by Ghosts. And I guess we don't want to put the count on the Slasher, because that takes away the Slasher's ability to come back. And we're going to slash the opponent's face. Hopefully they do not have, hopefully they don't have, whatchamacallit, Deadly Cover Up or something like that. But if they don't, this is GG's. I guess, yeah, nope, we're good.